one, I decided to learn how to knit, partly because I really wanted to, and partly because I got hit by a car recently. I don't really know how to summarize it any better than that. And basically, I have a lot of trauma, a lot of time, and a lot of yarn. So I thought, why not take the opportunity to start a new hobby? I started off by learning how to cast on. I watched a lot of YouTube videos about different cast on methods, but eventually I settled with the long tail cast on. I borrowed these straight needles from my sister and I instantly realized I actually have no idea how to hold them. It was kind of awkward and I didn't really know how to keep the tension. I've heard as a crocheter you should consider knitting continental. I did try to do it, but I just hated continental purling. I felt like it kept slipping off. It just feels like you should do this with a hook. And I've heard that if you do like the combination of the two, your tension can be inconsistent, which is exactly what happened to me. So I just completely opted out of that. I did English knitting style the whole time. Here's a look at my first few attempts. This was my first one, and this was my second attempt, and then my third, and my fourth before I finally started on a project. I ended up getting from Amazon some interchangeable needles. I told myself I'd only get some once I nailed my stockinette stitch, which I feel like I finally have. I really just wasn't enjoying using the prim needle. I realized I don't really like the plastic slip because there is no slip. I just did a long tail cast on right now, so I'm literally gonna try these live right now. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna probably speed this up. Now we get to the part where I actually had to start a project, and I went on Pinterest and I looked through a lot of pictures and I finally settled on making a skinny scarf for my older sister. I found that it would be the most simple first project and the most realistic one, considering it's just the stockinette stitch, which I had practiced a lot, and you're not knitting in the round, you're just knitting flat, which means you are like turning your work every row. I had two yarns. I have the hobby yarn, I'm not sure what it's called, I'm gonna put it up on the screen, and then I had this other piece of yarn that I actually have no idea what it is. I know it's merino wool, and that's pretty much all the information I have. It's a yarn that I bought on discount and I haven't been able to figure out what the name is. They weren't exactly the same weight of yarn, but I hoped it wouldn't make too much of a difference, and honestly I find that it really didn't. Like, you can't really tell by the end result, and I was just having a blast. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. We would be watching a show and I could do it with no problem. Like, I didn't feel like I had to focus too much. I got quite a lot of work done last night. I like knit for I don't even know how many hours. I got pretty far along on the scarf and I'm really liking how it looks. I basically was having a blast and then I ran out of yarn like literally midway through, and it's not long enough to actually be like a scarf. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna make it asymmetrical and make the rest all navy blue, which I hope doesn't ruin the whole look of it, but that's kind of the check-in. So once I finished building the rest of the navy blue yarn on the scarf and finished that up, I had to cast off because I had no more yarn left, and I decided to use the cast off method with a crochet hook. I know this isn't the most typical method, but it just made the most sense for me as a crocheter. It's practically just a slip stitch. I watched this YouTube video to kind of guide me on how to do it, and this is what it kind of looked like before I weaved in the ends and gifted it to my sister.